looking out over the canopy of trees directly at Sugarloaf Mountain. Comus Sky Farms is sitting in the heart of Montgomery County, not even an hour outside the hustle and bustle of Washington, D.C., but giving you the peace, the serenity, and the quiet that makes for an amazing camp spot. As you come up their long driveway, the first thing you'll see is you turn off and head up towards one of the multiple barns on the site. Smooth gravel road that will take just about any vehicle. We took a bunch of different ones in. We've had Jeeps, we've had my van, but you'll notice they do both Hipcamp as well as Harvest Host. They also even have an Airbnb on the property, a couple of them as a matter of fact. But you'll notice there's some pretty large fifth wheel up here. There's an RV. The barn on the left will show you all the details of soon. Straight ahead, there's ducks that live in that small barn. And then as we pan up and look over, we get to see one of the more fun things you get to see when you come to Comus Sky. And that is right below. There are goats and a miniature cow. Now, as you leave that area, you can come down and go towards the Great Lawn. But before you even get there, we're going to cut over and we'll see this amazing vegetable garden that I'm going to fly over here real quick so you can just kind of see all of the things that they have on the farm. And when we get into the tack room, you'll see that this vegetable garden and these flowers and things are not just there for looks. You'll get to see a bit more on that when we get back up to the tack room. But we're going to swing around, follow the main road just for a little bit, and off to the right will be one of the Hipcamp spots, and straight ahead there, you'll see it to the left. I'm going to show you a better shot in a moment. But there's two big spots on the Great Lawn, will easily support probably 8 or 10 different vehicles in those spots. So watching that, I'll do a quick pan around. This was the spot we were in on the left side of the Great Lawn, and I'll show a couple stills also, but we had 3 vehicles with us this time. I had my van with the awning room out. We spent a lot of time in there. You've got great shade. There are spots you can move if you need solar. Like I did say, it is primitive. We had another tent set up there. Another just quick shot, a couple quick shots of what we look like on the lawn. And of course, the pup looking out. Now let me take you back up to the barns up top. Now, one of the great things is it's a rescue farm. So there's lots of animals that they have here that you can see, you'll get to check out. I'll show a few of them in the barn here. Most of them are super, super friendly and just want attention. So you see this ram here? Now, you think, oh, he's just going to be there. But we're going to have to come back to him because he didn't want us not to give him the right amount of attention. He definitely wants to make sure that you say hi while you're there. But then in this barn alone, you can go over and you see we got a mama and the baby. These were both also rescues. As with all the animals, they actually told them they wouldn't take the mama without the baby as well so they can make sure it had a good home. We got another one over here. This ram just kind of hanging out. And then on this section that you see is open, lots of ducks. There's ducks, there's geese, so many different animals. There's pigs on the property. But off of this is a tack room. Now in that tack room, I mentioned some of the goods and the vegetables and things. Now these are some local breads and cookies and even lavender things. And then on top of it, a setup basically for farmers market to show all of the great vegetables that you can get. And these are all, you basically just kind of pay what you believe they're worth, which is awesome. Now, big benefit for Hipcamp is this really nice bathroom. Now, you don't get this at most Hipcamps, much nicer than we were expecting for sure. And if you need it, not only is there a bathroom, there's even a washer and dryer that you can use in the tack room. But leaving this barn, we go across that spot I showed you earlier, and we'll come over and we'll see kind of the star of the show sometimes. A lot of this, I say this because we've got the couple goats here, And you see that we've got the miniature cow, but the one that we'll see in a moment is the baby goat, which the first time we visited was only 2 days old. So there he is, the little guy. Super fun, super friendly. You see him bouncing around absolutely all the time. You can come up there feeding time, they'll want to take right out of your hand. Now, as I look out more of the pastures, you see we go back down to the Great Lawn, and we're going to come back down here, and I'll kind of show you how we were set up. We were making some food one night, so I'm going to show you a little bit of that. But we got a gazelle tent and a Jeep there. We got a custom teardrop, and a Jeep for our other friend, and then this is my Sprinter set up with the awning room off of it that we really spend a lot of time in. As you can see, just chilling, hanging out in the awning room was fantastic. We actually got some rain, so we were nice and covered. The dog's relaxing, a nice, easy spot to be. Now, we were out there for a few days. We love cooking, so I've got the Blackstone set up. You'll see here we're doing a prep. We're actually what this recipe was, and hit me up in the comments if you want to know what we put together here. But this one is actually a breakfast. We'll call it a smash taco. So it's actually, we're doing sausage and hash brown that's mixed together with some ground sausage. That goes on a tortilla. It then gets cooked on the Blackstone, and then we added in some peppers and onions. We added in some cheese for it, and then we'll start seeing here shortly a little more up close of what it looks like while John and I get everything ready off the table. But you see him on the Blackstone there really getting ready. And then making sure we get a little bit of eggs in it. It was a breakfast smashed taco, so we did some scrambled eggs to go beside it. As you'll see, we just kind of make sure, okay, whether it's getting nice and stuck to the tortilla there. I will say we've done this with burger patties. With the sausage, it doesn't get as much grease, so it doesn't hold quite as tightly, but they still come out looking absolutely delicious. Awesome, hearty, fun camping breakfast. And then when you get the cheese and get it to melt on top of there, you just get some gooey deliciousness. And you, of course, can't have that without some happy camper with some coffee, and then, like I said, just looking out at this beautiful, serene scenery that just makes such a peaceful weekend. But then it's not just about that. We've got obviously a campfire, beautiful campfire. This is one of the fire pits they provide right on the Great Lawn. Now, I would be ashamed if I didn't include the beautiful sunsets you can go see past the main house, whether it's looking at Sugarloaf Mountain or the flowers, just beautiful through the horse pasture. However, remember, you are not the only ones. They do have a house dog. This is Zeus. He's awesome. And a few more shots of just so you can see some more of the ducks. And then, of course, the goats out at feeding time. Now, with all that, I want to wrap up. I'll show you a little bit more of the aerial shot. This is back down at the Great Lawn, and then we'll just kind of do a pan around so you can see everything from Sugarloaf Mountain and the beautifulness of that area of Montgomery County. Beautiful spot to get away, nice and quiet, nice and peaceful. So definitely go check out Comus Sky Farms. I think you'll really enjoy your time there.